My name is Mara Linsky-Dean, and I'm the Associate Curator and Registrar here at the Charles H. MacNider Art Museum in Mason City, Iowa. And today we're going to be talking about the ceramic artist, Dan Sorensen. And we're going to be talking a little bit about this piece that we have by him called Owl. But before we get into talking about the piece, I thought it'd be fun to talk a little bit about the artist. Dan Sorensen was born in 1946, and he grew up in Iowa, and he actually graduated from high school in Garnervillo, Iowa. And he graduated from Luther College, which is in Decorah, Iowa, in 1968. And while he was studying at Luther College, he actually met another ceramic artist named Dean Schwartz, and we have some pieces right next to Dan Sorensen's pieces that are done by Dean Schwartz. So you can kind of see, if you look at all three of these, how they kind of relate to each other a little bit in the way they look, and also some of the glazes used in the colors, which I think is really cool that we have them all together. But Dan Sorensen, he got his teaching degree in art education, and while he was getting his degree, Dean Schwartz suggested to him that it would be a great idea for him to go to California and do a summer internship, or a summer workshop, excuse me, at the Pond Farm area where Marguerite Wildinghain taught all kinds of ceramic artists in the United States. And if you want to learn a little bit more about Marguerite Wildinghain, you can actually go back and look at the video that we made about her just a couple of weeks ago. So Dan Sorensen, as I said, he went to school to be an art teacher, and he actually spent 35 years teaching K through 12 art education to folks in the North Kossuth Community School District in Sway City. And one of the great things about that, he taught all kinds of different Iowa students, and one of the other great things is that as being a teacher, he was able to meet his wife, who was a kindergarten teacher. And the two of them were both educators, which I think is really neat. And he, like I said, was a teacher for about 35 years, and he retired from teaching in 2003. Now, while he was teaching, he decided that he still wanted to be a ceramic artist, and so he would still create ceramics and do as much ceramic artwork as he could, but it was kind of a side project. Obviously, teaching and raising his 3 kids with his wife and having a family was the main focus, but he still did work on ceramics that whole time while he was teaching. But starting in 2003, when he retired, he kind of made ceramics his full-time job. So in the 1970s, Dan Sorensen started stone cellar pottery. Say that 3 times fast. He called it stone cellar pottery because when his family first moved into their first home as a family, they had a stone cellar, and that's where he would create his pottery. So he thought that would be a great name for a pottery studio. And so it just stuck with him even after they moved from house to house, and kind of he was having his life. He still made his pottery under the name Stone Cellar Pottery. And so in 2003, like I said, when he retired from full-time teaching, he decided that he was going to do his ceramic artwork full-time. And what that entails is actually traveling around to different art shows and art fairs around Iowa and around the region to sell his pieces. And actually here at the MacNider Art Museum, we even host an art fair as part of our festival, our annual festival every year. We have an outdoor art market. And so if you've ever been to our outdoor art market, you kind of know what an outdoor fair or art market looks like. And you can see that people come in, they put up a tent, they put out their wares. All the visitors come through and can purchase what they like, and then at the end of the day, or maybe end of the weekend, the artists pack everything up and take it home. So that's something that he really focused on after his retirement from teaching. And he also has been, throughout his career, even as a teacher and after retirement, he has been a part of all kinds of different art exhibitions, and even having some pieces in shows here at the MacNider. So Dan Sorensen, one of the cool things I love about his pottery is that he's really known for some kind of elaborate, fun decorations. And as you can see here, when you look at this nice vase here, you can see the fun picture of, well, not even a picture, the shape of an owl right on the front of it there. You have 2 eyes and the beak, and you can see all the intricate work that make up the feathers. I'm going to step out of the way in just a minute here, and our lovely videographer is going to come around and look at this piece, and you can really see that he went through and made up all the individual little parts of all the feathers on the owl. And I think that's really kind of a cool thing, because a lot of ceramic work, they focus a lot on the vessel or the piece itself, but maybe not as much on the decoration sometimes. And I think it's a really cool thing that Dan Sorensen does to make the pieces look almost like they could come right out and land on your shoulder. And another cool thing about Dan Sorensen is he's going to be having a solo show here at the MacNider Art Museum coming up this fall in September and October. So I'm hoping you all get to come into our museum and see his wonderful show.